Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is Angela. Wanted to share 5 of the fragrances that the March winds blew in. Anyway, I'll go ahead and start with, 5 of the fragrances that I used a lot of this March. I don't tend to make like a fragrance tray because my mood, my taste may change. So it's kind of hard to say, hey, these are the fragrances that I will definitely wear this March. It might not be like that. So, but what I can do, towards the end of the month, share 5, even though it may be more, of the fragrances that I tended to use a lot of in March. And let's start with number 5. I'll start from the least to the most. The least loved or used to the most loved and used. Let's start with number 5. It's my travel set from Maison, which means house en français, from Francis Kurkdjian au Paris. And this travel form has it has like 8 travel sizes. Yes, 8. And there were 3 of them that I used a lot of, 4 really. One being the Amoureuse Parfum, the Aqua Mignon, and the Petit Matin. Specifically the Petit Matin, and they were mostly the eau fraiches, the citrus, the florals, and I used a lot, surprisingly, of the Petit Matin. I was this close, as I mentioned before, of getting the full travel size one, but I did not. But I used that a lot, especially towards the end of March. I was just in the mood. Isn't that pretty? For Petit Matin, citrus, eau fraiches, florals, and this just, hit the spot. This right here may last me a couple of years because I have so many perfumes, and I don't spray heavy, so this will probably last me a while. But anyway, that's it for that. That's number 5. Number 4, I was at a perfume counter one day, and the essay, of course, did a good job of showing me fragrances. And she said one fragrance, which is a male fragrance. I was like, I don't want to smell like a man. She said, well, even though it's unisex really, but it's in the male fragrance, department. She said, really, anyone can wear it. It tends to lift and freshen up a fragrance. And that fragrance is Hermes H24. And let me tell you, when she sprayed it on my arm, I could not get enough of it. It is definitely a delicious, fresh citrus fragrance. It is so gorgeous, I think. And it will lift any fragrance. If you have a really sweet fragrance or floral fragrance, or any fruity fragrance, it will lift it up and it will give it that fresh citrus vibe to it. And this lasts me all day. I just love this. H24. It's a male fragrance, but I love it. Okay, number 3. I wore this towards the beginning of March, and I love this fragrance. This is Dolce & Gabbana Gold, the One. And this is a deep, fruity, delicious fragrance. I just couldn't get enough of it. It's just gorgeous. This fragrance lasts all day, and I even love the fragrance. It's so nostalgic as well, but it's that creamy, fruity, gorgeous, floral, long-lasting fragrance that I just love. Dolce & Gabbana, the One. Okay, number 2, this fragrance, I just love this fragrance. I've been meaning to get a collection of them, but this is the only one that I have so far. It's an Hermes, another Hermes, and this is Eau Ginger. And this is not a heavy ginger scent. It's not the strong, peppery ginger, but it's the creamy, soft, floral ginger. If ginger had a flower, or if ginger was a flower, or created a flower, this would be it. It is soft, creamy, long lasting on me, and just a cute bottle. I just can't, with that little hat and the little tie, it's just so gorgeous. And having this on your vanity or your collection is just so gorgeous. I have to get more. Just, I have the smaller one because, I won't get through this for a while, but it is just so gorgeous and I love it. Number 1, what is the most reach for fragrance, the most loved fragrance for March? I'll go ahead and share that now. It's really a combination that, even as my fragrance today, even though it's very soft and fruity and delicious, even though I'm wearing, one of my favorite shirts. I got this more than 5 years ago. My kids don't like dressing alike, but they agreed to this shirt. This is from American Eagle, and I just love it. I go, people's like, wow, I love your shirt. I was like, okay. And I always say, I wanted a wolf as a dog. Even though I have a pit, I always wanted a wolf as a dog. Go figure. Anyway, with this kind of rough looking shirt, mean looking shirt. And one lady said, oh, you for blood today? I was like, what? She said, oh, you're wolf. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. But anyway, the fragrance kind of softened it up and just was very dainty and pretty. And that combination consisted of Jackie Anas, which is a Black designer and a YouTuber, if you all know her. It is hard to get, and it is a gorgeous. It reminds you of a fruitier Baccarat 540, musk, pink pepper, and just gorgeous. I love it. I topped off with this, but my main one was Victoria by Lattafa, and it is a dupe, probably, to Devotions by Dolce & Gabbana, and I do have that fragrance. It's one of my favorites, but you want to use all your fragrances, and this will remind you of that, but it's not as dense, it's not as refined, it's not as long lasting as Devotion to me, but it's a softer, creamier, airy fragrance of Devotion. It will definitely remind you of Devotion, and it's not as long lasting, but it's definitely gorgeous. And these two together were just my favorite. I just decided, hey, that's what I did. So that's what I did. So it's that very sweet, that Baccarat 540 vibration, along with some creamy lemon and some fruit, and topped it off with this to add more lemon, creaminess, and deliciousness to your fragrance of the day. Anyway, that's it for 5 of the March wind fragrances that blew in the month of March that I tended to reach more for. And I noticed this March I was going a lot towards very citrus, fruity. Well, fruity is nothing new, but definitely citrus is something new for me. Reaching for a male fragrance, but I think this is the only, maybe this is the second or third male fragrance that I have. So I don't, tend to lean towards male fragrances. But I was leaning towards very much so to florals and citrus fragrances this March. And speaking of lemon, I thought I got this from Homeworks. Yeah, I think that's what you call it, Homeworks. And this is a cute lemon candle. It is so cute. And it definitely is a very Devotion kind of fragrance as well. It's that creamy lemon cookie vibration type of fragrance. And I just lit it, so it's not giving off much. So I don't know if this is gonna be a strong fragrance. Excuse me, but the packaging on it is just so cute. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for visiting. Until next time, keep smelling delicious. Take care.